Welcome back to What Would It Cost? Today we're talking all things real estate with our expert from the Waterloo region.
Here we have Tabitha Rourke from Engel Völkers.
What is it going to cost?
How much? Hi, my name's Nicholas Regina.
My name's Michael Sakuro.
And you're listening to
What Would It Cost?
Is that good?
Thanks for having me. Thank
No
you.
problem. Thank you for coming out. So tell us a bit about yourself.
So I have been a realtor in Waterloo region for 13 years and loving every minute. Real estate, I absolutely live and breathe real estate and love everything about it. I started actually at a RE/MAX office 13 years ago in Kitchener, Ontario, and I learned so much from, that kind of RE/MAX office had 200 agents. So just being around all the different personalities and, the seasoned realtors and new realtors, there was a lot of people to turn to learn and grow from. And then probably about 6 years ago, I was in a relationship with a commercial realtor, and he was, number one in the region, and we decided to open up our own brokerage in Cambridge. Yeah. So that was a great learning experience, just to see how the whole process works from start to finish, behind the scenes, and just learn every single role in the company. So that took me there. And, 6 months ago, I found myself in a position where I was looking for a new place to go. And I started interviewing. I just find, the market really changed, and you're seeing all these new and up and coming brokerages, and, the RE/MAXs aren't the only thing that's out there now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I started interviewing with the local smaller shops that were opened up, and I was just really trying to find the next place that was the best fit for me.
Yeah.
And then I got business cards printed for RE/MAX, and then I'm sitting at home one day, and a friend of mine sent me an Instagram post from Nick, who I used to work at RE/MAX with, and it was coming soon to Waterloo region, Engel Völkers. And I had heard of the brand. I knew they were worldwide, and I had met with a realtor that was in GTA about a year before that, so I was a little bit familiar with it. But when I sat down and met with them, it's Nick, Dennis, and Emma. I used to work with them at RE/MAX when I first started, and I just instantly knew that it was where I was supposed to be. It was the right fit.
Came full circle.
Yeah, it's a luxury brand, and they like to work together. So the camaraderie of the way they work was exactly what I was looking for, and that's where I am today.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Very cool.
And was real estate always in the picture? Like starting 13 years back, you're like right away you want to get into real estate, or you're doing something before?
No, I was a receptionist at a RE/MAX office in my 20s, and that's really what sparked my interest.
Nice.
Right on. Nice.
Yeah.
So you got the experience from the ground up, starting as a receptionist, and then working your way, obviously getting educated, and then working your way into the RE/MAX office, having 200 different people to bounce off of, and then starting your own brokerage, so understanding what that consists of, and then moving on now to a powerhouse agent with the Engel Völkers team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
And how do you find it to be a Waterloo kind of specialist, and really understanding of that area, and how it carries out into outside markets? To talk to us a little bit about that.
Our market in Waterloo region has really experienced some huge changes in the last couple years. So, GTA was always so far ahead of us, and with the changes in the world the last couple years, we've really seen our house prices skyrocket. So. Right. Our statistics just came out for last month, and we just surpassed $1 million for our single detached average sale price.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Actually, it just surpassed 1.1. So
awesome.
We, huge changes. Our home prices have doubled in the last 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And, it's really made us actually pivot in our business to, work with these changes.
Right.
Yeah. And that's a result of what's happened in the past 2-3 years in the heating up of the market, and through the pandemic and these outside markets taking on a lot of that and finally catching up to their value, and you being there in place with all this experience, the right new brokerage that you're a great fit in, and it's just the perfect storm, it sounds like, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So pre-pandemic time, so what are we looking at for a single detached or a semi-detached compared to now? What was the prices looking like?
So, $500,000, you could buy a nice single detached home.
Wow.
I bought an 1,800 square foot detached home for $325 6 years ago. 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And now today it's worth about 900.
That's amazing.
3x.
Yeah.
So,
So,
cool.
yeah, so it's been huge changes. But obviously, like you said, because of the pandemic, people realized, 45 minutes down the highway, you can get so much more home for, a better price. So,
Yeah.
And
what are the investment opportunities looking like when clients are buying? Are they looking for detached, or is there like multi-unit residential?
Yeah, lots of great
like
opportunities, and there's still lots of great opportunities out there. I mean, I think you can speak for that. You can't go wrong investing in real estate these days.
For
Absolutely.
Sure. Is there a lot of mid-rise development, high-rise development? What does that region look like in regards to development overall, and what the city plans are there? Is there?
We're definitely on a shortage of developments, I think,
Okay.
and that's also another factor as to why the house prices have gone up so quickly. We do have a couple new condos coming up in Kitchener. There's the new tech towers coming up. But yeah, there's definitely a shortage of new home builds.
So given Waterloo's a university town, are you finding there's a lot of people buying student housing? Because I know, like, obviously, mid-pandemic, a lot of people were shying away from that,
Yes.
given that school was online. But are you finding that's ramping up again? There's a lot of student housing investments going on?
Absolutely. We've had a lot of investors coming in to the region to invest in those types of properties for the universities.
What do those properties usually look like? Are they semi-detached, detached properties?
So we do have a lot of condos close to the universities.
Okay.
A lot of foreign investors coming in on these. And again, they're just taking advantage of the growth that we've seen in Waterloo region. So,
Right. And for an investor, what's that student rental yield look like for like your average property, let's say within that vicinity of the university?
The foreign investors,
No, I know, but they just come in
love the
cash.
cap rate. Eh?
Yeah.
They love the cap.
I know, right? Don't ask me
They're
about
all
that.
yeah.
So now with this hot market that's been slowly ramping up, or I'd say exponentially ramping up, what are you seeing the struggles are with, like, the multi offers and how you're handling that?
Definitely, it's been a struggle over the last couple of years, and everyone's aware of it. Getting those first-time home buyers into the housing market, it can be discouraging, but I think as long as they have all their ducks in a row, so
Right.
Yeah.
getting their pre-approval ahead of time so they know what they can comfortably afford, yet leaving them the room for movement when they get into that bidding war.
Yeah.
So I think one of the biggest misconceptions that we've been seeing is, reaching out to the listing agent so that, my offer is probably going to get accepted if I'm working with them and I don't have my own realtor. That
Right.
is
Okay.
absolutely not the case. The listing agent is working for the seller. So I always advise buyers the best thing you can do is get yourself set up with a buyer agent
Yeah.
who's going to represent you, who knows the market. They're
Yeah.
there to guide you
Yeah.
and make sure you're not overpaying, because you don't want to just throw in 500,000 on over asking on every offer.
Exactly.
It might not make sense on every single property. So having
Yeah.
someone that has your back and who's there for you and is going to make sure when you call them 5-10 years down the road to sell this property,
Yeah.
it was worth it.
It's a good point, because if you take a look at it from a standpoint where you think you're saving money on the commissions by just going with the seller, right, and not having the right advice, being put in front of you when you're making that offer, it's very easy to go 50, 100, 150, 200K over asking. That's a lot of money in the
sure.
big
Yeah.
picture, right? I know in the heat of the moment and that fear of missing out and them wanting to jump into the market and thinking that it's going to continue to climb and they just got to go. Like, I get all that, but in the big picture, $100,000, $200,000, this is a lot of money, right?
Absolutely.
To be overpaying for things. So to have that expert on their side to be able to navigate for them is huge savings, right?
Yeah.
And a big upside for
Yeah.
for them for sure.
And what are you finding the over ask is? So you see, like in Toronto, these guys are like, $500,000-$600,000 over asking. With these offer dates, are you finding that's become the same or like the new norm in Waterloo as well?
So it really depends on the property. An agent can list a property at any price. So
Right.
that's why you need that guidance from a realtor who really knows what it's going to sell for. Again, going to the listing agent is, as a listing agent myself, I don't want to represent buyers on
Right.
that sale. I'm representing my seller. I would rather each buyer have their own realtor so that they're represented. I'm representing the seller, and it's just, it's a good purchase and a good experience for everybody.
Yeah.
It's just straightforward, seems fair. You don't have any worries at all. You treated the seller better or the buyer.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How do you, so now you have the heating up of the market that's happened the past 2-3 years, like we were speaking about, but you're used to dealing with, let's say, the local Waterloo resident that is expanding their real estate portfolio, and now all of a sudden all these people from the city are moving up and they want to invest. What's that climate like in regards to the style of investor and the attitude and just the conversations? How has that been for you to kind of adjust and adapt to it?
I mean, I think it's been great just seeing more opportunities in our market, and then having these buyers and investors coming in from GTA. There's some great opportunities here for them, and I absolutely love having those buyers that are looking for a new sort of investment. And it's a great market for them.
Very
Absolutely. And given that the brokerage is about that luxury real estate as well, so how's luxury real estate look in Waterloo?
It's live your luxury. So,
Right.
it's luxury at every level.
Gotcha,
And it's
okay.
really just an experience. So, we want to make sure everyone is treated with that luxury brand.
Absolutely. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very cool. So you offer, we like to call it like a white glove service,
Yes.
where you're kind of, more than just a realtor for them, right? It's kind of all across the board, and that's the luxurious
Exactly.
more so experience that
Exactly.
you're providing them all across.
And
Okay.
everyone deserves that
Right.
level of service.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So walk us through the process of like a listing for a client, what it looks like when they're experiencing a listing with yourself.
Yeah, perfect. So, and that is one of the reasons why I turned to Engel Völkers is, we have a global reach. So we have offices all over the world, and our marketing is spread out throughout all of our offices and all of our agents worldwide. So, it's really, we just have so much more to offer, and we have marketing plans that really just suit everybody so that we can get the most exposure for our clients. And,
Nice. Yeah.
no opportunities are missed.
Right.
Yeah. Nice.
Absolutely. We're talking about
Yeah, go
worldwide,
for it,
so
go
what are
for it.
some other notable places? Because it's a lot of them you hear is just, Canada specific. Sometimes these brokerages are touching into the U.S. market. So I'd love to hear
Yeah.
more about,
She said Italy,
where it's going.
Mike.
Of course. Where else? Where else are they looking? Where else are these offices worldwide that they can check out?
Yeah, U.S. We've got offices in Greece, Italy.
Wow.
I mean, we're everywhere, and we haven't really heard a lot of it around here. There is an office in Toronto.
Okay.
But yeah, it's new to Waterloo region, but very
Yeah.
exciting for us.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool, and I've always liked those brands where those brands and teams and kind of company culture that got a lot more to offer than just a very cookie cutter style of program for everyone that fits in with. I feel that if there's that above and beyond style service that goes along with the product that you
Yes.
are providing,
Absolutely.
right? It just goes that much further
Yeah.
with the client and even the team, and for the people that are a member of that culture, it's just inspiring to go to work,
Absolutely.
right? And most recently, I heard, and I forget where I heard it from, but I heard passion has no clock, right? And when you're thinking about going into work and you're looking at the end of the day, you don't even notice that the time is all up and it's time to go kind of thing. That a company culture is a big part of that being the case, right? You just feel like you're surrounded by awesome people, and you're inspired on a day-to-day basis. So it sounds like Engel Völkers have that angle.
Yes,
And they're taking
yeah.
that kind of approach. You want to talk a little bit more about that, as opposed to being, the big RE/MAX brand and having thousands and thousands of brokers and agents work for them?
I mean, it's just such a different environment. RE/MAX, all the agents have their offices, and my experience there was, agents wanted to keep everything to themselves, and you go in your office and you close your door.
Okay.
And at Engel Völkers, there's no offices. We sit together, we share ideas together,
Okay.
we help each other's clients together.
Check that out. Yeah.
And that only benefits the client. So, if someone from my office has a listing and I'm going to help promote it and I'm going to help jump in on that,
Yeah.
the more hands on helping, our clients, the better.
Yeah, for sure.
And
So they get the full team. Every client gets the full team.
yeah,
And all
so
hands are on deck
exactly.
to guide them into.
We all have the same goal, and that's to, serve each and every single one of our clients. So we all work together. We're all independent agents, but
Yeah.
that is really what drew me to them. Is we're a team.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So any notable mentions in regards to who you idolize or who you look up to as a mentor and has helped guide you in your real estate journey?
Yeah, I've been surrounded by so many great agents, and most recently switching over to Engel Völkers, meeting with Nick Palominos, one of our partners, and Dennis Marivar. They are, very inspiring to me, and they're there to help me reach the next level of real estate that I'm ready to reach. And it's just been such a great experience to be surrounded by those two realtors and knowing that they're there to, help their team rise to the same level that they're on.
Right on. Big shout out, Nick and Dennis. Right on.
And so how was it going from your own brokerage to another brokerage?
You know what? At first, I was a little bit nervous because big changes. Your clients are seeing you make a big move, but it's been incredible. Just being around, those other high vibes in the office who are, really helping you reach your next level. It's been seamless.
Yeah.
So easy,
That's awesome.
and exciting because there's just so much more to offer at my new brokerage that it's just been exciting.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. And it's probably respected and felt both ways, because they're taking on someone who's got so much experience like yourself, and that understands the hurdles that they have to jump over as the broker of records and the business that they got to deal with. So you have a certain respect level for that as well, and I'm sure that creates even more of a stronger relationship.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was the broker of record at the brokerage that I owned, and it's not an easy an easy position.
Sure.
And I really took a step back and looked at my life with all the changes that were going on, and I thought, what, I don't want to be a broker of record. I really want to just focus on helping my clients. I know the pressures behind being a broker of record, and I'm there to help them as much as they're there to help me.
Right.
Good on you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like we had a discussion about our brokerage and where we stand, and it's like, sometimes being that broker of records, like, it's my own place, but you take away from helping the client a lot.
You got it.
Which is the most important factor of all of it. You won't be a broker of record without these clients.
Yeah, part of that role is to make sure that you're servicing everyone that's working for the brokerage and you're there for them. So it's hard to be pulled in both directions and be mindful of both. So you just putting the blinders up and focusing on the clients, I'm sure that that's shown in your work, and you get to just rock out and enjoy that.
Yeah. My favorite piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. And finding what you do in anything that, me and Michael talk about it all the time. Like, there's so many different hats that we wear within the brokerage, but there's certain hats that I really like wearing. There's other hats that he really likes wearing, and our strengths and weaknesses are something that, we're working towards as we're scaling the company. Just finding, understanding what our strengths are and positioning ourselves in those areas of work, and again, that whole passion has no clock kind of thing. It really helps with enjoying our work. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Of course.
And where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Sold by Tabitha, or give me a call anytime at 519-496-4219.
Awesome. All right, thank you. Thank you again for checking out this week's episode of What Would It Cost? Be sure to like, follow, and share. Check us out on all your favorite streaming platforms, and we'll see you next week.
Next on What Would It Cost?
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
First
no,
guest
with
a Spro glass in his hand.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, you can tell he's in his element.
Graduated. Figured I tried selling houses to pay off some college debt.
Yeah.
Sold my first house, paid all the college debt off.
Nice. Yeah.
In one shot. Thought, this might be a better opportunity for me.
Yeah.
We take the
cool.
upfront cost for you, make your house look pretty in an efficient manner to sell your house for the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of hassle. Because that's what you want at the end of the day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very
Right?
cool.
No, and it
Very
makes the most sense. You're showing them that there's that value that you're going to get the top dollar for them and benefits both parties. At the end of the day.
Yeah.